Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different twists and turns, as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one great thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that J.J. is introducing a lot of different ideas in this movie that's going to change how we view certain pieces of Star Wars lore that's already established within the Skywalker saga in a very unique way, and also as a way in order to evolve the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren and a whole lot more in this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting and intriguing for this film. Now, specifically, a description of Rey inside of a cave where it's described that she is meditating on a large boulder, where it's described that pieces of the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber are floating around her during her meditation session. The next describes Rey pausing in the middle of her meditation session, where it said that she grabs her staff and holds it with two hands, where she eventually is able to twist the staff into two halves, where it's described that she pulls out a blue kyber crystal that was said to be stored inside of her staff from Rey's, ever since the staff was given to her by her father. The kyber crystal is said to appear just like the one used for Luke Skywalker and Anakin's, and it's implied that she will use this crystal in order to stabilize the blade, hence why her saber blade in the film is stable in the teaser. It's described that for an unknown reason, the crystal was kept inside of the hilt for ages, where Rey somehow manages to try and find a way of knowing and remembering that something of great value was stored in there. So, like I say, guys, this is very intriguing because we do know that there was always something special about that staff ever since the very beginning when we saw Rey with it in The Force Awakens and how she always kept it with her. So not only is it something, to remember her parents by, because this was given by her father, which that was in turn handed down by the Church of the Force, and that was also handed down by Luke Skywalker. So you can really see all the different connections here from what we have been hearing involving the staff. However, inside of the staff lies a blue kyber crystal. Now, this has been in her staff all along, ranging all the way from before the events of The Force Awakens and to, of course, the past two movies within the sequel trilogy. So, the big question of all is this: does this really imply that she's going to be using this blue kyber crystal in order to stabilize the Anakin and Luke lightsaber in Episode 9? Now, mind you, this all takes place during a meditation session and in between one, where she's actually spreading apart the pieces of her own lightsaber, where all the pieces are floating around her, something like what we saw in Star Wars Legends / The Expanded Universe. And I think that what they're trying to pull off here is that they're really trying to show us a different side of Star Wars, a different side of Jedi training, where we do get to witness exactly how that lightsaber is put back together again in Episode 9 in a very specific way. And this kyber crystal that was stored inside of Rey's staff, it seems like it really is going to be a part of the Anakin Skywalker one. Now, mind you, we also know that Rey is using a lot of older Jedi relics that she has discovered over the years and that she will discover in the Lost City in order to incorporate that into the existing saber. So, the thing that I do want to bring up is this, is that we do know that the lightsaber itself has some design changes, as you can see in the teaser. Nothing significant, it's mainly the middle of the hilt. Some people would even go as far to say that the lightsaber hilt may even appear to be a little bit smaller, which may be the case, I'm not quite sure. But it does look somewhat different as far as size goes. But the middle of it has a really cool design where you have like this little attachment piece that really kind of just makes it blend together with the metal. It's a very interesting design, I must add. So this blue kyber crystal that was stored inside of Rey's staff, it really does bring one to question, exactly why was this stored inside of the staff to begin with? Was it actually done by Rey's father? Was this done by Luke Skywalker? Or maybe the original staff owner actually stored the blue kyber crystal inside of there, just in case anybody else needed this at some point in time in the future. So this was an actual object that once belonged to the Church of the Force. Like I say, we do know that from what we have been going over, Rey's parents, which by the way could just be her step-parents for all we know, are indeed associated with the Church of the Force, or at least once were. And I think that's a very complex storyline to actually touch on in this movie that JJ's doing, is that yes, JJ did confirm that this movie is really going to tell a bigger story of Rey's parents. A lot of that's going to be told in the movie, and there's a lot more to be explained, so that's great and all. And I'm sure that we will be learning more about the origins of this staff, other than how it was a part of the Church of the Force and was handed down by Luke Skywalker. Now, you see, I think that this is a great attempt by Disney and Lucasfilm in order to really include a lot of Jedi lore that's going to be used to evolve the character of Rey. We do know that a lot of lore is going to be used for her, as well as a lot of lore for the character of Kylo Ren that's going to move these characters from start to finish of the plot of the movie in a very unique way by JJ, which is great and all, because who doesn't like Jedi lore? And I think that's a great thing that's going to be explored in Episode 9. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.